Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Coffee with Chris, the podcast on which I share my life with you and talk about all the things you mention in the comments. So if there's anything you'd like me to talk about, any subject or maybe a question you have for me, or whatever it might be, feel free to post it down below and I'll make sure to get to it as soon as possible. I try to make a new episode every single day, but some days I'll miss it. Tomorrow might actually be one of those days, because it all depends on how much time I have in the morning, really. So that's to say that it depends on whether or not I manage to get up at 5. Today I was supposed to get up at 5, but I didn't quite get there. I ended up sleeping until 5 minutes past 6 instead, which is still fine, because today is not my day. I've got my exam tomorrow morning, whereas today is the examination of 2 of my group mates. And I'm going to go there. I'm going to bike all 11.5 kilometers into town just to be there for them. Because it's super important for me to be there for them. And I think it's gonna make a difference. Especially because when one of them gets out, the other one goes in. And so, so as to not have them just sitting there and be alone in case I do fail. Now, what worries me the most is that it was so stupid for the teachers to put them in right next to each other, because the teachers know that these 2 people have stuck together throughout the entirety of the semester, and so they are at approximately the same level, which means that if the first one goes in and she comes out and she failed, then the second one will fail as well, by default. Because the moment she sees the face of the other person, the one that failed, she'll know that this person failed. And she'll feel as if she won't be able to pass. So it was a dumb decision. It really was. These 2 girls, they affect each other heavily. Now, I'm not as affected by it as they are. And if they fail, I still have a huge chance of passing. Whereas if they pass, then I cannot possibly imagine myself failing. So, either way for me, it's going to be alright. But I just want to be there for them in case things go wrong. And you gotta do that as group mates, good group mates. And that's what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be a really good group mate. Because they helped me a lot too. The other day, one of them stayed a little late and helped me walk through every single flashcard that we'd made. Well, I say we, but I'm actually piggybacking off of their flashcards. Just another reason that they're great. And I'm nervous on their behalf. I really am. So I think that's why I'm a little all over the place right now, is that I'm nervous on their behalf. And also, I got an offer by 2 other people to go practice theory together with them afterwards. And I'm not entirely sure whether I'll take it or not, take them up on the offer. Because, practicing theory is always good, right? But I already know my theory and I need to finalize my presentation. So maybe going there for a few hours is just going to spend energy that I then won't have once I get home. And yeah, I'm not sure yet. And that leads me to not replying. And that will end up leading to me forgetting to reply. Now, it's actually a good idea in and of itself to practice the theory and to go there and get a little extra. But honestly, the main stuff, I've already got it down pat. I can answer the questions that they're going to ask us. And I can answer them almost perfectly. I know 95% of our theory. Now, admittedly, there are some Gestalt principles and some, like the waterfall method, as well as the SMP model, that I still need to cover, that I still need to get a little better at. And so, I don't know, should I go there or should I just practice it on my own, Because I feel like once I go there, what I'll be practicing is going to be mostly like design thinking, color theory, and all of that. But that's not actually what I need. And so, yeah, I'm split. Though I do think that I know what the answer is going to be, right? Sorry if you heard the clicking. By the way, I grabbed a pen to quickly write down the things that I know that I'm going to have to work on. I think I'm going to stay home. I think I'm going to look these up a bit and then practice it on my own. Because that way I don't waste 4 hours. Because they were asking me to spend 4 hours with them. This way I won't end up wasting 4 hours on, things I already know. Rather, I'd get to practice things I don't know. So SOMI, SMP, Waterfall, and Gestalt principles. Now, I know the basics of these. Well, actually, I know the basics of 3 of them. The last one is a little out of my reach. And so I was a little rude the other day, actually, in regards to these. Because one of my group mates went through the SOMI strategy. And I just jokingly said that none of it made sense. The way I phrased it was that, what's it called in English? Like, it's Greek to me, And then my other group mate was like, you weren't there that day? No, I wasn't. Oh, that explains it. And I asked her, kind of rudely, well, can you tell me what this or that means? And she kind of blanked out. So it was basically Greek to her as well. It's just difficult. Oh, actually, I have another thing that I need to figure out. What makes a good user interface? Because that's the thing. There are 8 things that make up a good user interface. And I can never remember them. I tried yesterday, if you watched then. And it's so silly. It's just 8 items. They should be rememberable. But then again, it took me ages to remember discovery, interpretation, ideation, experimentation, and evolution. It took me ages to remember that. I don't know. I'm rambling because I'm nervous about the exam, but I'm also pretty damn sure that I'll pass. Like, I have no doubt that I'll pass, actually. And yet there's a voice in the back of my head that just goes, but what if? Anyway, today I'm going to support my classmates. Now, I wish I had some listeners, because then someone listening to this immediately after I uploaded it would be able to tell me in the comment what the heck I'm supposed to do if one of them fails. Like, what do I do then? Just go there, and pretend that everything's okay? I have no idea what to do, honestly. I really hope they pass. They should pass. If they fail, a lot of other people are going to fail as well. And I base that off of the fact that I've practiced with these girls, and I've practiced a lot, and they have worked so hard for this. They deserve this. Do they deserve A's? Well, they deserve A's for effort. For product? No, they don't deserve A's. But they should still get like C's or something. Especially because they have practiced their theory a lot. These girls have, like, we are the one team, without a doubt, that has spent the most time doing this. We have practiced, and then practiced some more. It has been non-stop meetings and communications and flashcards and Quizlets and always working. Always active. Like, we took the day off yesterday, but we didn't really take it off. I spent yesterday creating my presentation, and they spent yesterday practicing theory. So, It's actually kind of unfair. Like, on a completely unrelated note, it's a little unfair that some of us have more time than the others. Now, admittedly, we are also put in a slightly different situation because we have to face the grades of the other people. So we'll know what they got. And if we compare ourselves to them, we might feel like we won't do as well. But the fact that we have an entire day extra to work on this, some people have 2 entire days. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, if I had to go today, I would not be ready. And so, you know, it's just one of those things. Sorry, all of a sudden, it rushed over me that maybe I should double check my examination time to ensure that they haven't made any changes. I do not want to fail because of that. I don't want to risk failing because of anything they did. If I fail, it should be of my own merit. It should be because I made a real mistake, because I'm not good enough. It shouldn't be a technicality that fails someone. I won't fail, and neither will my classmates. Well, my group mates. I know that some of my classmates are going to fail, especially because some of them are way too adamant about things that are wrong. Especially because some of them have merely chosen colors that they just enjoy, rather than actual, real, useful colors. And sure, I've also chosen based on a color that I enjoy, but then I used a complementary color to back it up. So I used a bit of color theory. And that's the way we do it. It's not like you're not allowed to choose a color at all. But you are supposed to make some choices based off of your initial choices. You know, because theory does dictate a lot. And it's also dictated by what you're trying to communicate. So purple is often connected to like royalty and such, whereas green is a calm color. It's a natural color, and that's actually a pretty good point. I've never thought about that, but I've used that, and I've actually used it a lot. And one of my like mood boards and tone of voice was that I should be welcoming. That reminds me, a style tile consists of a logo, colors, typography, tone of voice, images, and graphics examples. Good. There, I've got that down. Sorry, just using you guys to practice my exam stuff. That's what we're here for, right? Just random stuff, really. And also, you just learned something about style tiles. I mean, it's probably not very useful to you, but you learned something if you didn't know it already. We've honestly learned a lot during this past semester. And admittedly, all of the practicing that we've been doing for our exams is what's going to make it possible for me to get a good internship. Because I'm going to try to secure an internship already this summer, even though I actually have half a year before I even need to start looking for an internship. My internship isn't until the 4th semester. I'm only on the first one. But I need an entry to a Canadian internship. I need to find some Canadian design companies and then email them while I'm there, and let them know I will be in Canada until this and that date, and I'm very interested in meeting up and being able to present myself, blah blah blah, you know, those things. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Because, you know, just walking into the company might be a little too much, especially given that there's still a lot of COVID going around, and yeah. I need to think this through. I really do. I need to make the right choices. And I mean, while I'm there, I could let them know that I'm open to some remote work as well, even though, I'll be 8 hours ahead of them. I can do a bit of work in the evening on most days. And I'm more than willing to participate. I'm interested in learning more. Stuff like that. I've still got a long way to go in my career, honestly. But this is a good place to start. Using all of the knowledge that I've trained and gathered and trained more like, during my exam period to get a proper internship. Right. Anyway, I have been rambling on enough now, so I'm gonna say thank you for today, and then please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye now.